Palace. We're concluding our Marriott hotel tour here in Budapest. We did the W Hotel, the Ritz-Carlton, and now we're here at the Matild Palace, a luxury collection hotel by Marriott. This is probably one of the best luxury collection hotels in the world. It has one of the highest feedback scores at a 4.8 with the Marriott surveys. I'm so excited to show it to you. It's also probably the most luxurious hotel in the whole city here in Budapest. I'm excited to check it out and let you know if it's worth it. Let's take a look. And we're on the highest floor, the 5th floor. These rooms here are so unique because they're called lofts. And that is the coolest room I've ever seen in my life. I have never had a room like this before, but so far service has been perfect in every way. I am so impressed. The reception, the front desk has just been so friendly, so kind. But look at this incredible room. This is a loft. So when we walked in, the blinds automatically come all the way up, but we have these windows slanted like this. But look at this view. We're like sky high here, looking over like all the buildings here in the city. It's a completely different view than the W Budapest or the Ritz-Carlton. It's just so unique. But I'm sure during the day, it's this beautiful skylight that comes in. This is definitely one of the coolest rooms I've ever had. There's very few hotels in the world that have any sort of room like this. It's called the Loft Room, but it's just on the highest floor, but we're looking out over the whole city. We're like on the top of the city, kind of looking out. It's so unique. It doesn't have any windows that open or anything, but it's just really cool how you're at the really like roof of the building here. But they have a wonderful amenity set up with a note. Look at these beautiful assortment that they have. Just the thought that counts. So that's so nice. A really nice seating area over here with this big plush bedding, which just looks beautiful. A lot of art in the room. Luxury collection hotels a lot of times are known for their art, but a lot of art books over here. And we do have the hardwood floor that kind of goes to the carpet. And then you have this unique wood piece along this whole thing that's kind of like a bookshelf down below. So it's just a unique piece. The TV, of course, right in front of the bed, so when you're in bed you can be looking directly at it. It's not that way at every hotel, so that's kind of nice for like a movie night or if you want to kind of watch something. And then little chair over here, some more art. So definitely they just have a lot of flat walls with art hanging on it, but it's colorful. I like all the colors in the room, the couch, the carpet, especially this headboard. But this room is the most unique room that they have. The other rooms actually do not have this style at all. They're a lot more classic colors, but this one is so unique. Now above the bed here we have these really cool lighting. It's almost like a mirror here. And then of course a very big king bed. All the rooms here have king beds. Some rooms have twins, but all the loft rooms have the king bed. But it's definitely not the biggest room we've had on the trip, but it's cozy. And when you're in here, it's actually really comfortable. It's like a cozy attic or home that you just kind of want to stay in, but I love it. I'm actually really happy with this room, but definitely if you're staying here, I recommend the loft rooms. I'll also try to show you later on in the voiceover just some other room types that they have if I can get a tour of them, but the other room types, they look very different. It's a very luxurious classic feel. But next up, I want to show you on behind because we have the bathroom and the closet. All right, so here's the arrival entrance area, and we have the whole closet over here. They have very nice robes that I do approve of. They're not too thick, they're not too thin, they're the frette robes, so I do approve of these. They're very nice and thick. And the slippers they actually had laid out by the beds. We checked in a little bit later, so they already done the turn down service, so that's why the room looks kind of ready to go for the evening. But the slippers here, they're actually they're actually not that thick. They're actually pretty thin, so I don't approve here. So the only slippers out of the 3 hotels that I approve of were the W's. These are very similar to the Ritz-Carlton. They're about just as thin. These ones are closed-toed though, but at least they have the slippers in the room waiting for you. That's a great point, but they definitely could be more plush and thick. So I'm just gonna leave those there. But I wanna show you the bathroom because the bathrooms at this hotel are some of their best features. They have some amazing colors and your eye is gonna be amazed right away. It goes to this beautiful Toilet's opening automatically. Whole control panel here for the toilet like they have in Japan. That's cool. But look at this incredible blue tiling that goes all the way to the ceiling. And the ceiling is even covered in that blue tiling with a rainfall shower. This is about as luxurious as a bathroom can ever get that I've stayed at. Now, there's no view from the bathroom, but this is extremely luxurious, and there's a tub. And outside of the blue, we have this incredible white, and the contrast between the blue and the white is just beautiful. But we have one sink, but this is gonna be like a luxurious experience to take a shower and get ready in here. It's beautiful. We have a big, beautiful mirror as well with a makeup mirror, the beautiful white sink, towels, everything in here. It's just gorgeous with the gold accents. Definitely one of the coolest bathrooms I've seen, and all the rooms kind of have a similar color when it comes to the bathrooms with the blue and white, so it's just beautiful. So overall, I'm so impressed. This hotel is maybe one of the best luxury hotels in the world. I just love it. The history of the building, how they've modernized it. They actually spent 5 years to restore this building and make it what it is today. 5 years not to build it, just to restore it and make it look modern, clean, just beautiful. It's literally only 2 years old and it feels amazing. So we'll see how the rest of the experience goes, but I can't wait to show you the rest of the hotel. Let's go check it out. Welcome to the Matild Palace, a luxury collection hotel by Marriott. It is located in Budapest's historic city center, which is in the heart of the city. The hotel sits just steps from the Elizabeth Bridge, which connects the Buda and Pest side over the Danube River. This prime location provides easy access to both sides of the city and is within walking distance of many of the major city attractions. This is now on a hike looking back at the hotel from across the river. Now here we are arriving to the property. It's located here on the side of the road. There's usually always people there to assist you with your luggage or belongings. It's a very historic building, and it has a twin sister building just on the other side of the road, which I think that they're actually turning into a St. Regis, but more on that to come. Now this is when we first walk in. This is kind of like the arrival area, very grand, extremely luxurious. They kept that historic feel while also modernizing it. Staff was all very friendly, helping us. Check-in was excellent. They even provided a yummy welcome drink, which was a nice touch. Very few hotels these days I've found actually do that, so that was very nice. Lobby is very grand here, very high ceilings with that chandelier. Just what you would think of when you think of, luxury collection hotels. Just very luxurious, high-end, and tastefully decorated. Originally built in 1902, this palace was one of 2 palaces, as I mentioned, the sister property across the way. They were designed to serve as a grand entrance to the city from crossing over the bridge. Over the years, this place has housed everything from a cafe to even being a cultural hub before undergoing a massive multi-year renovation that transformed it into the stunning hotel it is today. The restoration preserved its original facade and intricate ironwork, and also the soaring archways. It also blended together historic grandeur with modern elegance. The lobby has so many unique areas to kind of lounge, really unique bathrooms, and then just kind of seating areas here. But even the walls, they have like a bookshelf with things on them, which is awesome. Here's the main elevators to take you to the guest rooms. They're so modern, completely new. That's what I also loved about the property, is the renovation went full. Like everything is new and modern and just very clean and beautiful. Now when you're riding up in the elevator, you actually get a beautiful view at the courtyard area, which is a unique design. I liked being on the highest floor, but every room here offers a little bit of a different experience, which I'll show you some different room types here in a second. But the courtyard area is just so beautiful. It just feels so expensive and so unique compared to other hotels. Now on the highest floor, all these rooms are so unique because they're like a loft style, which is the room tour I gave. So they have a totally different design than the rest of the rooms on the property. But every detail is just perfect, including the doors, the entrances, the lights in the hallways. Also, after we checked in and got to the room, they had sent our bags, which were promptly delivered, so service was just awesome. All the service requests were met. Here's a quick peek at our room with the loft style, how those windows slant down. It is a several category upgrade from the entry-level room, but I'm actually really happy we kept this room both the nights we were here. It just felt a lot more unique. Now, this is the same type of room, but just with the river view, and I honestly would have preferred this view because it's more of an action view. You get to see the cars going across the river. So if I stay here again, I'm probably going to ask for the loft room with the river view, and that's going to be just a lot better in my opinion because it has more action of the city. You can even see the train going by there, the cars going over the bridge, and the whole river, so I feel like that's the best room. This is probably like the next best room. It's a little bit bigger, and it's definitely a more classic style design, but it's the Elizabeth Bridge Suite. It has a much more bigger bathroom. It doesn't have that blue tiling like some of the other bathrooms have, but it's still extremely unique. It has really nice scented bath products in here, those single-use ones. It does have the fancy robes that are really fluffy, but this view is spectacular as well, looking out here over the bridge. And it does have a little walkout there from your room. You can have them open, but it's unique design how you can walk 360 degrees around the bed. I love that lighting fixture in the ceiling. But it's a little bit simplistic and kind of your classic luxury style. So overall at this hotel, I do prefer the lofts just because they're so unique. This is more of what a standard size room looks like with just the one bed. It's definitely a little bit more tight, but still feels super luxurious, especially the bathroom. You still have a tub, you still have 2 sinks, rainfall shower, and this one is a little bit of an upgraded. While it's the same size as an entry-level room, this one does have the river view. So we have a little walkout area here. You can walk out and look at the beautiful bridge there, so that is just awesome. Now, this is breakfast. Breakfast is actually at the Spago restaurant, which is by Wolfgang Puck. So in the evening, that does open, but in the morning hours, it does serve as the buffet. I actually was pretty impressed with the buffet. For elite members, if you're Platinum, Titanium, and Ambassador, you get 2 complimentary breakfasts, which actually worked out really good. But the food quality was all excellent. They had all these buffet options, and then you also had the opportunity to order off the menu if you wanted like eggs Benedict, fried eggs, omelets, other things like that. And I remember everything being cooked very well. It was a very relaxing restaurant. I loved the colors, the tones. We sat in a little booth, so it was just a little bit more comfortable, but they have a huge selections, even with pastries, but the interior design of the restaurant is also just beautiful. If we were here longer, it would have been nice to experience like an evening dinner here. They also have a little patio out there, as you can see, kind of still sheltered though from the elements. This was some of the things I ordered off their menu, so you can see them, but French toast, pancakes, that omelet looked really yummy. And then here's just a quick look at the menu that you can order off of. So you can order basically as many things off here as you want, and then you can also go to the buffet. The last morning we were leaving pretty early to the airport, so we did order room service just to see what that was like for breakfast. Now, it was delivered to the room right on time. We did order the omelets, and the omelet, it was pretty good, but service was good as well. Definitely nothing like the buffet, so I recommend definitely going to breakfast if you can over just the buffet. Here's some other public areas. This is where that elevator was taking you up, the more courtyard area, which is cool. Here's the spa area. What's nice about the property is they do have just areas for all guests to utilize. So they do have these complimentary little drinks and snacks here for all guests. They also do have a sauna with that salt rock wall there, and it is available to all guests, which is awesome. They also have a steam room as well. The steam room was very nice and comfortable, which is great that they have both of those, and I love that all guests can use them because many hotels these days are only letting you use them if you buy a treatment. Not so here. You can use these beautiful spa facilities. Now, this is also like the relaxation area down by the spa. You can use these as well. They just have little beds laid out, which I thought was really cool because like if you have to check out of the hotel early, waiting for a flight, or you just need time to relax, you can do that. Now, this is kind of like the locker area. They have showers, they have sinks, they have places to get ready. I loved all the blue colors and the marbling. It's just so premium and unique compared to most other locker rooms I've ever been to. This is kind of more if you're getting a spa treatment for this locker area, I believe, but I did have a chance to get to see it. I also got to have a sneak peek at what the treatment rooms look like. Here's one of the treatment rooms. It just has the single bed there, but nice design. I wish it had like a view of the city. I always liked that, but it did still have that spa-inspired, comfortable bathroom. Here's a quick look at the fitness center. Fitness center definitely just didn't fit in with the rest of the hotel. I wish they would have kept some of the blue tones and the white marbling, but they just kind of went black, and it almost felt like a dungeon.
definitely nothing that special. I mean, they had a lot of equipment and free weights, but it didn't really have any views, and it just didn't carry like the luxurious theme, in my opinion, of the rest of the hotel. The hotel is also connected here to this area. Right now it's kind of closed down. They're not doing anything with it. It's kind of more of the historic part of the building, but I feel like this would be great for like public spaces and events. The concierge team at the property was really helpful in planning our day. We actually walked right across the bridge, and here you can kind of start your journey into Budapest and just kind of looking at all the sights and sounds. This walk and hike is part of Gellert Hill. It's a very popular tourist attraction, and from here you can actually walk down to some of the more government buildings and have a closer look at even the Parliament building. But you're definitely going to want to go across the bridge and just hike up here just to look out. It's one of the coolest views of the city. So much action with the boats going by, the cars, and then we can even zoom in and see the beautiful hotel right there. But definitely sight to see. You're not going to want to miss going on this beautiful walk just to take in the city. Definitely one of the top cities in Europe I've now been to. Amsterdam is still probably one of my top favorites, and I'd say Budapest here is a close second. It was just absolutely gorgeous everywhere we went. It's just so unique design compared to so many other cities I've been to. As we continued our hike, we did stop for a place and we were able to get a drink and have a good lookout. We also went on a riverboat cruise, which you can get on. There's many companies along the way. Riverboat cruise is really cool. We went at night because all the lights of the city come on. It's very relaxing, and you have beautiful views of going under the bridges and all the different buildings in the city. I highly recommend going on a riverboat cruise. You also get to see the beautiful Parliament building all lit up. Just gorgeous, the architecture. They really don't build things quite this amazing these days.
All right, now for the review of the Matild Palace here in Budapest. So I want to go ahead and start with the room. Rooms are going to get a 5 out of 5. I not only got to stay in this room, but I also just got to take a peek at the Bridge View Suite, as well as just one of their other kind of more standard rooms, and they're all just spectacular. All the rooms on property look very similar. They have the same like patterns and things. The ones that are very different are these loft rooms. They have a completely different design. They're not quite as, like, I'd say luxurious. They remind me more of like an autograph collection property, just kind of the setup and everything, but they're very unique with these windows. Now, the only thing is the view is great here. It's not an action view like we had at the Ritz-Carlton where there's people moving in trains. You can't see any movement out here. It's just the buildings. You can't see any streets, people walking. But on some of the other rooms that they have, like the Bridge View Suite, you can look down and see people walking. So just overall, I'm gonna give the rooms here 5 out of 5. As well as inspiration is also gonna get a 5 out of 5. This property is very inspiring. The room design, how they spent 5 years renovating it. It only, I guess, took 2 years to build it many, many years ago, but then to restore it and make it look this nice and beautiful and luxurious took 5 years. So it's gorgeous. The coolest thing is walking to your room in the hallway. You have all these cool giant lights hanging in the ceiling, and then the entry doors to your room. It's like your own like huge like castle door that you're gonna open that's so modern and clean and new. Just beautiful, as well as the bathrooms. All the bathrooms here are just spectacular. They're supposed to represent like the bath culture here in Budapest. They're supposed to be super luxurious, just like a spa experience, and they are, with the blue marble going all the way to the ceilings. The lobby is just beautiful. The building, definitely it's old, but it has so much history and uniqueness to it. Definitely a 5 out of 5 on inspiration. Next up is going to be service. Service is going to get a 4.75 out of 5. I normally don't give a quarter off like that. The only reason I'm taking a little bit off is just the breakfast service. All the other service we've had have been amazing. All the people at the front desk have been so kind. The people when you come in and out of the hotel, the service requests, everything has been great. The only thing was at breakfast, they were nice, but they wouldn't check in on us that much. It just seemed very stiff. Like sometimes when we asked for things, it was like an inconvenience for them to get it sometimes. I'm not sure if that's the case for everyone because this place has such high customer service scores, but compared to the Ritz-Carlton, the service here for breakfast was completely different. It just wasn't exceptional. We weren't checked in on for a while. So that's the only thing I could just take a little bit off. It was still a nice breakfast. It wasn't like they were rude or mean or anything. It just wasn't the high level of breakfast service I'm used to at a lot of the other luxury hotels. Finally is value. When I come back, I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5. If I come back, I'm definitely going to want to try another room type. Not the loft room next time. I'd love to do the suite, the Bridge View Suite, or the 1-bedroom suite, or even just maybe a standard room with the river view, because it's a more action view. You can see people moving, you can see the bridge, you can see the river, and I think that would be just as inspiring as this room, if not a little bit more. So it's cool that if you come back, you can have like a completely different experience. But overall, incredible property. This is one of the most expensive hotels in the city. So it's around, I'd say 300 to 450 euros a night, sometimes a little bit more. And the points redemptions is pretty high as well. So check the website for the current point redemption value. But due to its high price point, I would probably recommend more so using points to stay here. But overall, this concludes the hotel tour. We did all the best 3 Marriott hotels, the 3 luxury hotels in Budapest here that Marriott has. Overall, they've all been fantastic. If I come back, I still don't know which one I would decide to stay at, as they're all just fantastic. So be sure to subscribe because you're not going to miss my next review, as it could be a perfect score and you won't want to miss it.